Je fais tout le temps des faces.
Like the rhythmic gymnast. All that's left is to do, you know, jump through hoops and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe
next time.
maybe next time.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. We'll do a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
One jump and that's it. Well, I'll do one jump.
I'll do the scorpion and fall on my ass again. The backstory is I was practicing my stretching and then I fell right away. I was so shocked. I texted you the first thing. I'm like, I just fell.
I was like, how did you do that?
As if you could have done anything for me.
Yeah. I'll come right over.
I was so embarrassed too. And the first thing, I just fell. Hi, welcome to Kpop Cancelled. My name is Angelina.
And my name is Audrey.
And today we're going to be talking about our award show predictions. So, best album, best male artist, best female artist, Rookie of the Year, the whole shebang. I actually just uploaded a video about who I think is going to win Rookie of the Year. Mm-hmm. So, we'll still talk about it because you haven't seen it yet.
No, I didn't.
And we're also going to include best male rookie.
Okay.
Because as a girl group stan, I didn't talk about that.
Well, there's not a lot of rookies.
Apparently there was. I lied to you earlier. I told her that there was no male rookie groups. There's just two, but I just checked.
Okay.
And there are. It's, you know, I can't help it.
Okay then.
It's just who I am. So we're going to start with Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
And there's the male category and the female category.
Okay.
So we'll start with the female category.
Because female first.
Well, due to no bias of my own.
Okay.
We have New Jeans. Mm-hmm. Wait, first of all, before I tell you that the nominations, mm-hmm. tell me which rookie girl groups have stood out for you the most this year.
There's only 3 who stood out.
Okay, which ones?
i-dle.
Yes.
New Jeans.
Of course.
Le Seraphim.
Mm-hmm.
And Mix, but are they considered yeah, they are.
They're considered a rookie. I just don't think they deserve to be.
Cut
that out.
I think for the first time in history, JYP girls rookies won't have an award for that. Because twice did one Rookie of the Year.
They did?
ITZY won Rookie of the Year, mm-hmm. but I don't think NMIXX will.
JYP kind of really messed up this time around.
Yeah, they did.
So I wouldn't be surprised either. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they won something just because they're from JYP.
Yeah, of course. They have a kind of big fandom, so I think they will.
Yeah.
But it's sad for NMIXX. It's really sad.
It is really sad. So those are the groups that stood out for you. I would say, like, exactly the same for me. And, you know, there's no denying that these groups are part of big companies. Mm-hmm. And I do remember some other rookies.
Is Stacey
I don't think Stacey is considered that anymore.
I think it was last year.
Possibly last year. I think it depends on the award show. Okay. Because I was looking through some nominations and there was Stacey. Okay. But I feel like they're not quite rookies anymore.
No, I feel they have already, 3 or 4 albums now? 3, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
So the same group stood out to me. Mm-hmm. And I do reviews every month of K-pop songs. And the other rookies that are not nominated didn't really stand out to me either. So, unfortunately.
XG? Are they?
XG, yeah.
Are they or are they not?
I would say they're considered rookies.
But they only have one line in their songs that is in Korean. Everything is in English. So will they be
Probably
considered?
not. I don't think so. Maybe not.
That's sad though.
A little bit, because they did have some good songs, Mascara and Tippy Toes, which sound exactly like Le Seraphim's Fearless. Oh. But yeah. No. So the real nominations are New Jeans, mm-hmm. Le Seraphim, mm-hmm. i-dle, mm-hmm. Kepler, and NMIXX.
True, Kepler.
Yeah, we forgot about Kepler. I feel like they're so popular, but they kind of go under the radar because their songs are not like anything to write home about.
True.
People in the comments are gonna drag me for saying that.
No, but I hear what you say, because if you see what's really popular at the moment is early 2000 vibes.
Yes.
And Kepler doesn't do that.
Not too much. No,
They're
I don't
really
think so.
niche into K-pop, and really like Le Sserafim and New Jeans are really like into the sound that is popular at the moment.
Yeah.
But Kepler, because they're Mnet group, they are really into what IOI and IZ*ONE could release.
Okay.
Like
they
the
have a similar
producers
sound.
are into the similar sound that is really K-pop, not
Okay. I kind of see what you mean.
Vibes.
I kind of see what you mean, though. I think, what was Kepler's newest release? I forget the title of it, but
they released Wadada.
Yeah, Wadada was their debut.
We Go Up.
Up! Exclamation point. And then their last...
And the last one that you liked, did you like?
I didn't love it, but their newest release is a little bit more early 2000s, but it's not quite like New Jeans.
Yeah.
And I think New Jeans is really blowing up now.
Mm-hmm. So who do you think will win?
I have my bets on IVE or New Jeans. Most, in particular, New Jeans, because it almost seems like they came out of nowhere. I think I give them too much credit because they are technically under hype. So, but in my head, like, I feel like they came out of nowhere and like they're the underdogs because there's no known members in that group. Because IVE has 2 ex-IZ*ONE members. Le Sserafim have 2 ex-IZ*ONE members.
Yeah.
So they have members who are known to the public already. Also, Kepler have Hyunin Kai's sister and CLC's Yujin.
True.
So, and then NMIX, they're from JYP. So automatically they have the company privilege. But New Jeans, even though they're under hype,
they have the company privilege.
Yes, I just feel like we haven't recognized Big Hit as part of the Big 4 yet. Even though they're huge. No one's saying the Big 4. People are still saying the Big 3.
Yeah, true.
So in my head, it's like they're the underdogs. Like they came from nothing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like groups who had produce winners or produce participants in their groups, they always had the produce curse. And now I think they are, well, IVE and Le Sserafim, they are the only one who don't have that curse. They are working well.
They are.
If we think about Weki Meki, it doesn't work. What was the other one?
Was it Pristine?
Pristine was it in it? And there's another one. I can't remember on the top of my head, but they always had that curse.
Mm-hmm.
The only one who didn't have the curse before was Chang'e, but I feel she's having the curse right now.
She's kind of falling off. Yeah. Like I have heard of her songs. She came out with what I think Sparkling or something. But again, I feel like they fly a little bit under the radar.
I think her company sucks.
Probably. I don't know what the company is.
I think it's the company. I don't know. It's maybe another discussion, but I feel like they don't have the curse this year. The produce groups.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, they're also quite established. So we have IOI.
Yeah.
I don't remember IOI that much compared to IZ*ONE. I feel like IZ*ONE was a lot more.
Yeah, but IOI, the thing is, IOI didn't had a lot of promotions as 11 members. They were making subunits, and they weren't a year. I think the contract was a year, and IZ*ONE was for
2.5 years.
3 years, let's say. So that's why they had a bigger impact.
That makes sense. But I do think, because it's just 4 members, right, in these groups from IZ*ONE. Like Chaeryeong's sister, Lee Chaeyeon, she just released a solo.
Yeah.
I find it's hard to go solo after being in a group like that.
It is.
I think people are more wanting to support girl groups rather than solos. So like people like Yena, Chaeyeon, it's like I'm happy for them. But I really would have loved for them to be in a girl group.
Me too.
Yena's songs are amazing. They make me so happy, but I find it hard to just connect with one person.
But I'm kind of happy that because there was a lot of rumors that she will be in Everglow, but I feel like Everglow is kind of flopping out.
Yeah, I remember the rumors that she was going to be part of Everglow. Once the contract ended, she was going to join, and people made up these things where it's like they're leaving a space for Yeno or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't think that's going to happen, because Everglow never debuted with the intent by saying, hey, we're going to be a fluid member group. I don't know how to say that. Like
we will have a new member in.
We're gonna be able to add people or take people away.
But there's groups who did that. They added people.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more like for the bigger companies or the more well-known groups, it's either like you debut with that concept, like NCT. We always knew there was gonna be more units and stuff after school. Their whole concept was graduating and being admitted. So I just didn't see it. I didn't think she would join Everglow, because it's like already a super established group. And
true.
But anyways, I love her songs. I would have loved to have her in a group. It would just be more interesting.
But I don't think Yueha. What's the name of the company?
Yueha?
They're not good.
We're saying it wrong.
They're not good to manage groups, because they have Everglow and Tempest. I love both of the groups.
But like you said last time, Everglow is falling off. Like, where are they? They came out with Pirate
and First.
But Pirate was their last comeback.
Yes. And it's been almost a year.
What happened to that?
I don't know.
I feel like it was a good song. It had a lot of potential, but I don't think it was promoted all that much.
No.
And then we have i-dle, who's like in China, I think.
Yeah.
They switched leaders, which to me just seems like there's some type of internal problems. I'm just speculating. It could be true, it could not be true, but it just feels like something's going on and we don't know.
There's totally something's going on. Totally.
Yeah, I miss Everglow.
Me too.
Every time, I think, like when we went to Montreal, I put them a lot on our car playlist. They just don't have a bad song.
No,
like,
they
even
don't.
Their B-sides.
They don't. Oh my god, it's so good. I feel like, I don't stand girl groups, but Everglow is the one that I really like.
Yeah.
But I don't want to stand them because I'm scared for them.
Yeah.
I'm scared to be disappointed, like I already said. Like we see right now, Everglow is under the radar and they don't have a comeback, and I don't want to
put your energy into that.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. You also have to understand where second gen stands. Like, we've been through the K-pop breakups.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to put your heart and soul into a group.
It is.
And then to have a tragic ass downfall.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know why, but I always feel like it's girl groups who have the biggest fall.
Really?
Yes.
I would have thought as a baby, a BAP stan. You'd feel differently.
No.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, no. I stand Chocolat. Do you remember that group?
Chocolat?
Yeah.
No,
They're
I
literally
don't.
called Chocolat.
No, I don't. I really don't know that group.
They're the first biracial K-pop group. Biracial, there's 3 biracial members.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to talk about that actually in another episode. I have it planned. Novelty K-pop groups.
Okay.
So groups that debuted and they're killing points. How would you say that? Something that makes them interesting. Like,
yeah, sure. They're
unusual. Unusual novelty K-pop groups. So let's say a K-pop group who has the shortest members and they debuted saying we have the shortest members. So that's like the novelty of the group rather than it being like from a big company.
Like the hit point.
The hit point, yeah. I always say killing point, but I feel like that's just for like a song. But you get what I mean. So yeah.
So best rookie group.
So best rookie group, I said IVE or New Jeans. I'm leaning towards IVE just because of that support they have from IZ*ONE stands.
Okay.
So Wonyoung and Yujin are in the group. Yeah. So I feel like that support would really catapult them.
I feel like the hype group, even if they don't have a IZ*ONE member, they are in advantage. Because if we see it by company
hierarchy,
Starship, is at the bottom of the list.
That is very true. So they don't necessarily... I mean,
Starship... They have Monsta X, who's big.
Yeah, and they had Sistar. It's not that they're not...
Yeah, but Sistar doesn't count right now.
I thought you were going to say Sister. It doesn't exist anymore. I was like, how dare you?
No, I mean, don't count right now. They're not active.
I know.
So they have Monsta X, and they have... what's their... brother group. What's the name again? Shit.
Starship has another group?
Yes, they do have a boy group. Oh, Gravity.
Okay, Gravity, yeah.
Yeah, they have Monsta X, Gravity, and i-dle. That ends here.
That's true. So they don't have the company privilege.
No.
Even though Starship, it's not like they're the worst company, like in the hierarchy.
Well, I would say they are in the Cube, Ulim.
Yeah, outside of the big three. Yeah, that makes sense. So i-dle don't have the company privilege, but they have the member privilege.
Yeah.
And New Jeans have the company privilege, but they don't have the member privilege. As far as I know. Maybe some of them were known before, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, but they are really young.
Yeah, so I don't think they would.
I don't think they are.
I don't think so. So I said i-dle New Jeans. That being said, who do you think is going to win?
I hope it's going to be Hive, because I'm only listening to their songs.
You and I is more than like.
Honestly, all the songs that they release, the title songs, because I didn't listen to the B-sides.
Yeah.
But all their songs that they release, they always are stuck in my head for at least a week.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
So you liked 11?
Me. Yes.
And Love Dive?
Yes. But I really like... I 11 wasn't that... I was okay. It's good.
Yeah.
But Love Dive and Afterlife, I always have them mixed in my head at the same time.
I don't remember what Love Dive sounds like.
Narcissistic, my God, I love it.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Is your laptop plugged?
No. Okay, so you're voting for i-dle.
Yeah.
So I'll go for New Jeans, just to balance us out.
And just watch us having a big fail, and it's gonna be Le Sserafim.
Probably.
It will.
I mean. Oh, there's also VVs. I didn't put them on the list, but there's VVs.
I don't consider them.
I don't consider them as rookies either. Technically, they're a new group, but every single member in that group is well known enough, and they themselves are not rookies.
No, so I don't think it's fair.
Absolutely not. So now we have Best Male Rookie Award. You're gonna shine because I don't know any of these groups. Pray for me.
I only know one group.
You probably know more.
I know them, but there's only one group that I stand because I buy their albums. But they have no chances.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Okay, so tell me which groups that stood out to you, male groups this year.
Tempest.
Yeah. And that's it?
That's it.
Only Tempest. So on the nominations we have i-dle, ATBO.
I don't know them.
I do not know them either.
I think, are they the one from Rain?
No.
Or Psy? Who's from Rain Company?
i-dle is a South Korean boy group formed in 2022 through IST Entertainment Survival Competition The Origin.
Oh, it was a competition show.
So IST. And the first search result is rookie boy group i-dle criticized for copying NCT 127's Kick It.
Oh, really?
So...
Well, I don't think it will win.
It's not looking too good right now.
No. Okay, so i-dle, Tempest, for sure. I'm pretty sure they're on the list.
TNX.
Oh, you like their debut song, right? I
don't remember.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I sent it to you because I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
That is Psy's boy group. TNX.
That what?
That is Psy's boy group.
Oh, it's Psy's group. Okay.
We also have Extraordinary Heroes.
Oh, I thought they debuted last year.
I guess not. Well, I've debuted in 2021, technically. But it still counts.
December.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it still counts.
Okay.
I think Extraordinary Heroes are going to win just because they're from JYP.
I don't think so. Oh.
They're from JYP. Come on.
When did it... What's their song? I've never heard of that.
Happy Death Day? Or Happy... Yeah, I think it was Happy Death Day. I think it was the same as that movie title.
I think it's gonna be TNX. Is there any...
There's the last one, Unite. I've never heard of them.
Yeah. I think Unite was a competition show too. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm really not sure for that.
So I only know 3 of the groups, Tempest, TNX, and Extraordinary Heroes.
Mm-hmm. So the company advantage is... I can't say extraordinary.
It's Extraordinary.
Extraordinary Heroes. It's such a Stray Kids name.
You think so? Oh.
Yeah, they always do a mashup with two words. Ordinary.
I was gonna say there's
Maxident.
there's a title. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going for Tempest.
Yes.
But is that a realistic choice, or is that just who is in your heart?
It's what's in my heart.
Okay.
It's Tempest.
I'm gonna if I was gonna go with my heart, it would be TNX just because it's the only song I know.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, I do think it's gonna be Extraordinary Heroes.
But it's pretty. If they win Rookie of the Year, it will surprise me. Okay, they are from JYP, but I feel like they are not a typical K-pop band.
They aren't. They're like
they are a K-rock band.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, I will admit.
So they are the brother group from Basics.
Exactly. So, okay, yes, they do have the company privilege, but also I've never heard any of their songs on TikTok. Not that I've heard literally any of these songs.
I've heard more Psy's group.
TNX
than everything else.
Okay. I'm still going to go with Extraordinary Heroes.
Okay. we should see what's their views on YouTube.
Yeah.
It will come, no?
So let's take a quick look. Your phone is so complicated.
Why?
I'm just, you know how people have things in folders?
Yes.
I can't. I can't. I'm too stupid. So Extraordinary Heroes, they released Strawberry Cake 2 months ago.
Oh.
So I would say average like 3.5 million views-ish.
Okay.
So then what's the other group?
Tempest. For Shining Up.
Shining Up, of course you would know. 14 million views.
Oh.
So that's obviously quite a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then Psy's group.
They only released one, right?
Yeah, I think they only have one song. So they have 15 million views. I guess I'm underestimating the power of Tempest.
Me too.
I'm changing my vote. I don't want to be wrong.
Everybody stand Tempest.
So I'm going to go with Tempest as well. So we both vote for Tempest in that category.
But Tempest had Hanbin. They have Hanbin in the group. And Hanbin was in Highland, the survival show for Enhypen.
I don't know why I was thinking like an ex-YG member, Hanbin.
No,
Isn't there a member from like Icon or Winner?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
But Hanbin is an ex-Hype trainee.
Okay, so he's a little known.
He's known, yeah.
So I think we're safe with that assumption.
I'm praying really hard. I want Tempest to win.
Okay.
I really want to.
I'll pray with you.
Okay.
So the next category is best male group.
Okay.
So which group stood out to you the most? I guarantee you there's some on here. There's at least one on here that
is nominated.
Well, they're all nominated.
But what was your...
Let me restart that. There's one on here that I'm looking at and I'm just like, do they really deserve to be here?
Really?
So tell me who stood out to you.
NCT. Well, it's not fair because I will only say my favorite groups.
Yes, tell us your favorite
17.
Groups. 17, of course.
Yeah, NCT, Monsta X, but I feel like they had a pretty big year, Monsta X, but it wasn't the biggest year.
I don't remember what they've done.
Shape of Love.
What song? Sing me their title track.
No.
I didn't even hear you.
I don't want to say it because it's in Korean and I don't want to butcher it.
Okay.
It's like Youngwon at the first line. He says, "Do you know what is love?"
I really don't remember.
It's like ta 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 once again.
Absolutely
Ta, 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 ta.
They're not nominated anyways.
Yeah, I don't think they had the biggest year this year.
Maybe more last year. I definitely remember them more 2021.
With Gambler.
Yeah, Gambler for sure.
And A Fatal Love.
No, I don't remember.
Anyways,
so
tangent.
Would you guess that the first group would be Big Bang?
With Still Life.
Yeah. The release of one song that wasn't that great.
Well,
in my opinion.
It was a ballad and it was really sentimental, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it was really towards the Korean audience.
Probably
100%.
My toxic blink friend Sherry, she's always sending me the fact that Big Bang is still charting. They don't upload anything, they don't release anything, and they're still charting. Even before the release of Still Life, they're on all these charts. And she's so proud of that fact. She's always showing me Blackpink and Big Bang. So I'm not surprised that they're on here. It's just, for me, it wasn't anything like
memorable.
It didn't touch my heart.
No, but it did touch Koreans' heart.
It touched the hearts of thousands, millions,
and billions.
Billions.
Are we billions on this heart?
Big Bang's impact.
Yeah,
so I'm not surprised. Just, it's just one song though. And if we're thinking of best male group, I want to see performances. I want to see more than one song. And I want to see activities.
They didn't perform the song either.
No.
So
there's that.
Okay.
Second nomination, guess.
BTS.
Yeah. And then we also have NCT Dream, 17, and Stray Kids.
Oh, Stray Kids, yeah, of course.
I would add 80s.
Really?
Why not?
I don't know.
What do you mean, why not?
I don't know.
I thought you loved them.
Not. I love them to death.
That's why I'm surprised.
But I feel like, okay, Stray Kids...
I would add them as a nomination because I love them so much.
But is there only 5 groups that you can nominate? Is there only 5?
Well, this is our video, so we can do what we want.
We can. Okay. Yeah, 80s do deserve it.
Of course, 1,000%. Yes. They also were not nominated anywhere in here.
No?
Actually, yeah. So I took this from Genie Music Awards, the nominations and the categories.
Okay.
So they'll probably, of course, they're going to be nominated for other things like Best Fan Choice.
Yeah.
Very, very likely. Yeah. But they weren't nominated in here, which is very surprising.
It's surprising.
So for me, the groups that stood out.
80s.
80s, of course. But surprisingly 17.
Oh!
Because I was an anti at first.
I did my job. She
tried her best. I can't give you credit.
Why not?
I mean, I guess I could give you credit.
Not? I deserve the credit. All the credit.
She's getting heated. It's just because I didn't like them at first. And that's a topic for another podcast we have in mind. Idols we hated at first. Yeah. So I really didn't like 17. And then you're like, come to the concert. I'm like, it's going to be so much fun because, we're going as like 2 friends and it's going to be fun to just
hang out
and do something together. I was really excited.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? So I'm like struggling. I'm like trying so hard to like learn their songs. I'm like, I don't know anything. I'll talk more about that in the next video. But when we went to their concert, the energy from the crowd.
It was insane. It was immaculate.
And all of a sudden, I just found myself more drawn to them, more drawn to their music, and like watching their videos on YouTube and stuff.
So what's your favorite song?
Obviously Game Boy.
Okay, but if we like a title track.
Okay, Rock With You.
Okay.
Favorite. What about you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's my favorite song. It's really hard with them.
Hot.
Yeah, Hot did something to my heart every time that we listen to it. You can advocate for me.
She would be in the car and she'd like scream. And
I was like tingling everywhere, and it never did that to me. But I think But I think it's because I knew that, well, it was the song of the concert.
Mm-hmm.
It was the song that make happen the tour. So
Face the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
Mm-hmm.
Tagawa.
Juicy, juicy.
Juicy, juicy. Moo de juicy. But anyways, so I would say I'm less of a carrot by proxy now and more of a carrot myself. And I will give you the credit. You deserve all the credit for forcing them down my throat.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
So,
but I think it's going to be a hard... Well, I'm just going back to the nomination and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a really hard battle between Big Bang and BTS.
That's the thing. I think Big Bang was the only group to like beat BTS once.
Did they?
I don't know what I'm thinking about. There was
Maybe they did in like 2013.
That wasn't hard to beat BTS at that time.
But I don't think since... When did Big Bang stop being active? In 2015, I think.
Maybe.
But
they
weren't invited to any awards shows.
I don't remember what I was thinking about. I think like Sherry was telling me something like at not an award show necessarily, but like a music show. Big Bang beat BTS, and I was like, really? Like, is that even possible?
But it was a competition between EXO, Big Bang, and BTS, I think. And was BAP? No, BAP never won something, right?
I don't know.
I wasn't following that stuff at that time.
But that's who you think is going to win.
I think.
Who's in your heart, though?
In my heart, it's 17. And Stray Kids.
Oh, yeah, you stand Stray Kids.
I stand Stray Kids. But I think... Well, I feel like Stray Kids fans are more devoted to vote than Carrots. But if we... Yeah, so I think it will be Stray Kids who will... If we rank them, it's going to be between Big Bang and BTS for number one. Then Stray Kids, 17. Who's the fifth?
NCT Dream. Oh, it's tough competition, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Compared to the girl groups, I think surprisingly the boy groups is very tough. It's competition.
Really tough
for rookies.
Yeah,
girl group 1,000%. Yeah. If it was unisex, like best rookie group, boy groups wouldn't stand a chance. No. They're lucky they got their own category.
Yes, they are.
Because no way,
no chances,
no way. No. But for best male group versus best female group, I don't know. We'll get into that. We'll share our thoughts at the end of that.
I think BTS might win that one just because Jin is enlisting in the military. Yeah. So they will want to have the last award winning
the last award.
The last award for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, for 2 years.
Are they all enlisting at the same time?
I think they will enlist in the same year.
Okay.
So they will be back in 2025.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so they will be back in 25. So they will enlist this year, but not at the same time. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a lot. Months, different months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So in your heart, it's either 17
or Stray Kids.
Or Stray Kids. And if ATEEZ was in this equation, where would you rank them?
It's not fair.
Okay, I'll go first then. So if ATEEZ was in this equation, I would put 17 above them just because next year is ATEEZ's year. I feel it. They're going on tour at the end of this year. Well, 17 already went on tour and they're still touring, aren't they?
They are still.
So I'm going to vote for 17 and I would put ATEEZ like slightly below them.
Yeah, I think me too. The thing is, Monsta, 17 and ATEEZ are my 3 big groups that I stand. But I don't have a ranking system. They are my 3 groups.
Okay.
They are at the same level.
But you have to pick.
But I can't.
It's do or die.
That's the thing. I can't pick. I rather die than pick one.
I love that. Okay.
Really?
There's no answer.
There's no answer.
She'd literally take a bullet instead of choosing.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, I'm just like, yeah, I'll put ATEEZ second. This is why 18 hate me. So, let's move on to best female group.
So, who do you think will win? I'll say BTS.
Oh, who do I think will win versus who's in my heart to win? I'm gonna go with Big Bang, just because I think that's what I was thinking. Their song outranked a BTS song or something in the charts when they released Still Life. So I think VIP have the power.
They do.
They still do.
They do.
After all these years.
They are all major adults.
No. I'm trying to think of the word.
What's the word for that?
So you have minor,
yes,
a minor,
and
an adult,
a major.
But there's a word for it, isn't a major? I love that. They're all majors.
They are okay. So all VIPs are majors / adults, so they can all vote and spend their money. But BTS fans, they are maybe bigger. They are maybe a bigger fandom, but there's a lot of minors in that fandom.
I think they're more organized, though.
Yeah, they have more experience.
You're going with BTS and 17.
Well, I would like to have 17.
Your heart versus who you think will win,
yes.
And I'm going with Big Bang and 17.
Okay.
We'll
see.
We will see. So then we have Best Female Group.
Okay.
So tell me who stood out to you this year.
I don't know.
To be expected.
No, I think it's ITZY. Are they considered?
They're not in this, but we could put them in there. Okay. Why not?
So I think, did they really though?
Put my sneakers on.
No. So ITZY, they are flopping.
Scrap them. Scrap ITZY.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are the thing. When I say that I don't want to be disappointed in girl groups, they are the definition of that. I loved all their title tracks. I think Crazy in Love wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. But then what they are releasing now, that's the disappointment that I fear.
So you're saying
that I always fear.
So you're saying you don't think Sneakers was revolutionary?
No, it wasn't good.
Shucks. But who stood out to you then? ITZY didn't stand out.
ITZY.
They stood out. They stood out, just not in a good way.
No. Who is not a rookie?
I think I need to help you out here.
Help me. Okay, Blackpink. They did.
Yeah, Blackpink. I'll
Twice
tell you.
Did they?
They're not on here.
What did they release?
Talk That Talk. That Talk was huge, so I think we should add them. But the nominees are i-dle, aespa, Blackpink, IVE, and Red Velvet.
Why IVE?
I guess they're just that good.
Okay, so IVE is considered as best girl group and best rookie.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking about IVE, but I didn't want it to say it because they are rookies, not other, senior group.
Yeah, a major group.
A major.
Anyways, so
I feel like we're making the 16 survival show, major and minor. Did you watch it?
I didn't, but I kind of recall
the
seeing
categories
videos of that.
Was that major and
okay.
minor.
I think we should scrap Red Velvet.
Yes.
So I wouldn't vote for Red Velvet because I didn't love their releases and just
like I said, Psycho was the last release that I liked from them.
You got me feeling like a psycho. Okay. i-dle, they released Tomboy.
And they just released Nude.
Which are, in my opinion, forgettable songs.
Yes, I'm nude. I always, seriously stuck in my head since it's released.
Okay, so you like Nude.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. aespa, what did they release?
Well, they released Savage?
No, that's last year.
It's last year?
I'm pretty sure it's last year.
What's after Savage?
Girls,
yeah. The English song that they have.
Life's Too Short.
Yes.
I do feel like they're
and they were at Coachella this year, and they are doing not a tour. Yeah, they were at the flop that was Camp LA.
What?
You didn't heard that story?
No.
For Camp LA, they had a big lineup, a really big lineup. It was supposed to be one of the biggest convention show.
Okay.
A bit like KCON.
I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of KCON?
I've heard of KCON. I haven't heard of Camp LA.
No, because it's new. It's new.
Okay.
So they had a camp. They had a camp. I think it was in Manila or something like that, and it was huge. So they announced the Camp LA, and they had a big lineup.
Okay.
They had Bam Bam, John Somi. They had Monsta, Kai, Espa, Super Junior. I'm forgetting people's.
The big lineup.
It's a and Taeyong. It's a big lineup. And half of the lineup didn't show up because of visa issues. Allegedly.
Yes, you sent that to me. I remember now.
Yeah,
okay.
and it was a mess. So, yeah.
So Aespa did a lot this year, even though I personally didn't love girls. But we also have Blackpink. They did nothing the whole year and then like bam, bam, bam.
It's always like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Can we? I guess so, because they did release Ready for Love. Then they released Pink Venom. Then they released Shutdown. And now they're doing like the biggest tour in the world. So I think I would put them above Aespa.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Just because they did less during the year and it's only just a big blow.
Yes, because what they did manage to do was huge.
They always do that though.
Yeah, but I guess...
So last year for the
they
album...
didn't do anything last year.
The album...
That wasn't last year. That was 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So 2 years ago for the album, you would say the same?
Yeah. Definitely. They have such a big impact. So out of all of these groups, in my heart, and who I think is going to win is Blackpink.
Yeah, it will.
Who in your heart, who would you pick?
i-dle.
i-dle? Really? That's interesting. I didn't take you for an i-dle stan.
I am.
She is.
Yuki is the love of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a new side to you that you've never expressed to me.
Yeah.
The girl group stan is coming out. Do I get credit for that?
Maybe. No,
Maybe?
You did nothing for that.
Listen.
Well, it's true though.
What do you mean?
I did such a big thing for 17 and you did nothing for your girl group.
I'm kind of offended.
What did you do then?
What did I do? I'm always talking to you about girl groups. I'm always telling you how you should stand more girl groups. I influenced you to put more girl groups on your playlist. Because before it was just boy groups. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't say. I'll take.
Yeah, but there's none of them on that list that is...
I'll take 30% credit and we'll leave it at that.
Okay, so take 11% because I listened to 11% of the album Born Pink.
That's not fair. Moving on. So now we have Best Performance Male and Best Performance Female.
80s is on it, right?
No. And the podcast right here. That's
rigged.
it. Last episode, we're gone.
It's rigged. that our show is rigged.
I think so as well. The thing is with Best Performance, like what's the... It's like, it's so similar to Best Group, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Well, I think so. If you think performance, who stands out to you?
80s, Stray Kids.
17.
Yeah.
So they're basically on this list. We have the nominations for Best Performance Male are 17, Stray Kids, NCT Dream, and Hypen, The Boys.
Okay, The Boys did stuff.
I don't remember. I guess they did.
They released something with the League of Legends players, the Korean league, not the league, the Korean team, esport team for League of Legends. They released a song with them.
Okay. Other than that, I think they did have a title track. Was it Whisper?
Oh, yeah, they did. It was this year.
Or is that The Boys? Who are we talking about?
The Boys.
Okay, The Boys.
They released
Whisper?
Whisper this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
17. They always win that category.
They have really good choreography.
Oh,
Not that I could see any.
Immaculate.
At the concert.
They were too shiny for you. This was shining in your eyes, and you didn't see anything.
They look like little ants.
We had pretty much bad seats, yeah.
Very bad seats. But I remember before I didn't even really know 17. I was doing award show predictions and Fear had come out, and Fear was nominated for, I think, best choreography. Yeah. And I was like, that's the one. Like, it's amazing.
It is.
The choreography is really cool.
It is. And Fearless is good too.
And sorry, what?
Fearless.
I don't think I remember it.
I've played a couple.
Yes,
played it.
yes, but I don't remember like what it sounds like. Best performance, you would say 17.
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to say 17 too.
Yeah. I think 17 always win that category.
Because after the concert, I started watching more performances to actually see what happened. And the Rock With You choreography is just beautiful. It's intricate and beautiful. But that's more choreography. We should have added that as a thing. Best choreography, but I don't really know that many.
They all have choreography.
Yeah.
So
I guess
performance. Performance is choreography.
Yeah, we can include it to be the same thing. Yeah. So I'll go with 17 as well.
Yeah.
ATs, they're not nominated.
That's sad though.
But they're still in my heart.
Yeah.
Though what did they release this year? Gorilla,
yeah. And the part 3 of
was that this year or end of last year?
Was it?
Like the reel and stuff?
The reel was last year.
In terms of their last 2 title tracks, the choreographies are not my favorite, but I always love their performances.
The reel is so good though. The reel is a big party on the stage.
Yeah. It's still not my favorite.
Well, was Kingdom on this year or last year?
It might have been this year. So I think we have the reel and Gorilla.
The reel and Gorilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have Best Performance Female, which is aespa, Blackpink, Twice, i-dle, and Red Velvet.
Twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Performance?
Yeah. Why not?
Because they lip sync.
They lip sync?
Yeah?
And aespa do?
Well, I wasn't going to choose aespa.
Okay.
Okay, Twice. No, that's fair.
No, I think Twice.
I like some of the members have really great stage presence.
They do.
Though my main critique is probably that they lip sync all the time, like aespa and Red Velvet.
Mm-hmm. They are all the same.
I don't think there's one. Maybe i-dle. I haven't really looked into their performances to see if they're lip syncing or not. But I do remember.
Not really. They don't really lip sync. There's always 1 or 2 members who do stood out vocally. Mm-hmm. But I feel if we don't, okay, I know SM groups are like forced to lip sync.
Kings and queens of lip sync.
Yeah, but the same for Twice and there's always
Twice I don't
Jiho
think
and
they're still lip syncing though.
Yeah, but there's always a mic that is on.
I don't think so.
That peeks out. You don't?
I disagree.
Really?
I think they're all lip syncing.
Okay,
it's
so
just,
I don't have the same ears for you.
In my opinion, well, it's just that ever since Sujin left i-dle, I haven't really paid attention to their performances to know whether or not they're lip syncing. But before she left, I remember it was kind of 50-50. Sometimes they were lip syncing, sometimes they weren't.
Yeah, it depends of the place where they do the shows, the performances.
Yeah. And I don't want to just harp on these girl groups for lip syncing. If we go back to the boy groups, NCT.
They do. They are forced to.
NCT do lip sync, but I think the rest are pretty live. So in your heart versus who you actually think is going to win, who do you think?
Who are they again?
So we have aespa, Blackpink, Twice, i-dle, and Red Velvet.
The thing is, I was a stan for Red Velvet until Psycho. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like they are choreography heavy enough for winning.
No.
Blackpink, the same. I don't think they are choreography heavy enough.
That's the thing. If we're looking at like music show performances, to be honest, it really looked like they didn't want to be there.
No.
You know, it didn't show in their performance that they're like
it's always
present.
It's always the same air flip. It's always the same smile. Yeah. It's really, I don't really know how to say it, but I feel like it's really too much planned and you can see and tell that it is planned.
Yeah, I've gotten into a lot of trouble for saying that before, but I agree.
Like, if you, for example, if you have a stage and Rose have a hair flip, she will always do that hair flip.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm having flashbacks.
Really?
Because I made a video called, like, I think I titled it, like, Blackpink are terrible performers, but question mark.
Okay.
And I was going to talk about, like, I really talked about how YG, like, is sucking the passion out of them.
Yeah.
Because their debut was, like, amazing. Immaculate, amazing. Yeah. The stage presence, everything. And then if you compare that to Kill This Love, it was really, like, planned fixing the hair, planned everything, every single detail felt like planned out. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned that and I got annihilated. It was the worst bullying of my life.
So should I remove my thought? I don't
know. No, it should be fine. It should be fine. I think more people agree these days.
Okay. I feel like the best performance they did this year was at the
VMAs.
American, music.
Exactly. Yeah. So take what we're saying. Like, don't come for us.
Don't come for me.
Don't come for her. She's a mere innocent bystander.
I'm a little baby.
So be nice. But I agree, definitely.
Yeah, so I would say even, I think it will be twice.
Twice? Okay.
Yeah.
But I almost still want to go with Blackpink because, I don't know, Lisa's energy to me is great.
Yeah, but can you count only one person energies?
No. So, to be continued. I'm not too sure, actually. The next thing we have is Best Artist of the Year.
Okay, so it's going to be mixed?
The thing is, I only wrote the people we knew.
Okay.
So there's IU and BTS.
Okay.
The rest of the artists I really hadn't heard of.
I
didn't write it down, unfortunately.
Okay. So only IU and BTS?
Mm-hmm. You can add people if you want, if you think there's a best artist.
Yeah, but the people that I want to add, it's not realistic.
Okay.
Let's say. I think it's gonna be, it's gonna be BTS, but I think it's gonna be a big fight between IU and BTS. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we don't. Like, I know IU is incredibly popular. I just don't hear her music all that much.
Yeah, but she's pretty much into ballads and...
Yeah, it's just like a different realm almost. Mm-hmm. But I think BTS
But she did have one of the biggest concerts in Korea.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
She doesn't go outside of Korea. She's really focused in Korea.
The nation's princess.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for.
I think she is. She's nominated for... She does have a title for...
Like, Girls' Generation is the nation's girl group.
I think she's
IU is like
sweetheart,
the nation's sweetheart.
Yeah.
There's a word I'm trying to find, but... Mm-hmm. So then we have Song of the Year category.
Okay.
These are the nominations. Big Bang, Still Life.
Mm-hmm.
Im Young-un, Our Blues, Our Life. Big Naughty, Beyond Love. Kim Min-seok, Drunken Confession. B.O. Counting Stars. Red Velvet, Feel My Rhythm. I've Loved Dive. IU, Strawberry Moon. Psy That. I was going to say Talk That Talk.
Okay.
Talk That Talk. L-O-V-E. And then i-dle, Tomboy. So, like, I took out a lot from Artist of the Year because it's, like, a lot of people that we wouldn't really know. Mm-hmm. Because obviously in Korea, they're listening to different things than like what international K-pop stands are like focusing on. Yeah. I learned that from Eat Your Kimchi. Do you remember them?
Yes, I do.
They would say like someone would win like Song of the Year and it would be someone that we wouldn't know outside of Korea. And they're like, yes, but it's playing everywhere in Korea, on the radios, everything. So when people were like criticizing the award show saying that it's rigged or something, they're like, but you don't get it, like you don't get how popular these songs actually are. So to be fair, I don't know a lot of these songs.
Me neither.
Just Big Bang, Still Alive.
Yes.
Red Velvet, Feel My Rhythm.
Yes.
I've Loved Dive.
Yes.
Strawberry Moon, That and Tomboy.
Yeah.
So I think Big Bang will win. I actually don't know.
I think maybe again, Psy will win too.
Maybe.
Because it's a collaboration with BTS.
Suga, yeah. I'm just going to look at the views.
Okay, go
Just
to
see. So we have Psy, that.
I've never listened to it.
356 million views versus Big Bang Still Life. I wrote Drill Loofah.
Drill Loofah.
Try to type fast. 74 million views.
So 74 against what?
356 million.
So it's Psy.
Psy. Probably Psy.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, we don't know the impact of the other songs on the list. Mm-hmm. It could be no one that we mentioned.
I think IU do have a chance.
IU, yeah.
i-dle do have a chance.
I don't
with
know.
With Tomboy, because it was played everywhere on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm fucking Tomboy. Well, i-dle have 177 million views.
Okay, so Psy still have the advantage.
I think so. I'd probably go with Psy.
And IU, Strawberry Moon. Was it a collaboration with BTS too?
I think not this one, but she did have a song with someone. Strawberry Moon has 31 million views.
Okay, so it's Psy.
The last one is Album of the Year. The pretty big category. Okay. So we have Psy's ninth album, mm-hmm. Blackpink Born Pink, NCT Dream Glitch Mode. Was Beatbox on that one?
Yeah.
I like Beatbox.
Beatbox and
Glitch Mode.
Glitch Mode, yeah.
That was a bad song.
Because Beatbox was an album and Glitch mm-hmm. Mode is the repackage.
Oh.
Because they always do a repack of the albums.
i-dle, I Never Die. Im Young-won's I'm Hero. Taeyeon, INBU. Kim Ho-jung, Panorama. BTS Proof. 17, Face the Sun. And Red Velvet, The River Festival 2022, Feel My Rhythm. I hate the title of that album.
It's so big.
It's long and for what? Mm-hmm. I really think between Blackpink and BTS.
I think Taeyeon do have a chance though. INBU was so big.
I don't remember it being big.
It was big in Korea.
Maybe. Yeah.
And she's on a talk show and she's really loved. So I think she do have a chance.
Maybe. But in your heart. 17. I'm going to go with Blackpink.
It's between Blackpink and BTS.
I think Blackpink are going to win
I think it's going to be BTS though.
Probably.
Because they are enlisting and they want all armies want them to win everything before they will go.
I feel like I would be really upset if like I had to go against BTS for anything. I'm just like, never mind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It was a good fight.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. So those are the categories. I don't know if there's anything you want to add, any category that we can just make up. Best and worst denim.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Best and worst hair. The seraphim, yeah.
For denim, anyways.
Yeah.
Best and worst hair. I don't know. I feel like I didn't
notice really haircuts from anybody except Hongjoon with his Cruella hair.
So worst hair goes to Hongjoon?
No, it's the best one.
Oh, Cruella.
Yeah, it's Cruella.
I was thinking of his Pulnoria like bowl cut with like the bad cheetah print that was done. Terrible.
It's terrible.
No, I loved his Hongrella. His Hongrella hair was great. Mm-hmm. I didn't pay too much attention. Like last year I was best and worst denim. We're gonna look through everything, but
this year, no.
I didn't have the energy this year.
It's okay. You're too occupied to stand 17 for noticing everything and everybody else.
I guess so. I think that's it.
You do?
I don't think we have any other categories.
Oh, fan choice.
Fan choice, 80s.
Yeah, 80s will win. Stray Kids will win.
But
Monsta will win.
I think it's interesting for fan choice because I feel like 80s is always nominated for that.
And they always win that.
Instead of best performance.
Yeah, but I think it's because 80s isn't really popular in Korea.
We view them so highly that we would like them to be nominated
Well,
more.
It's always like that. If your fave...
Oh, yeah.
You always view your fave highly. Mm-hmm. Always.
Of course. Yeah. So.
Oh, Shiny.
What did Shiny do this year? Nothing. So.
No, Atlantis was last year.
I think so. I think
Key did a lot though. Key should be on best solo.
We missed best solo.
Oh really?
I don't think I had it.
No, I don't think so. So Key, best solo. Who did solo this
Yenna.
year? Yenna did?
I personally really liked her releases. I think she had, in my opinion, the best solo. And you'd vote for Key.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you mean? Why are you even asking that?
I'll vote for Key. I want him to win something.
Yeah. I know you do.
Because he cried for his first win.
Oh.
Solo. He cried.
It wasn't really my favorite releases, but
I think I like more the B-sides on the track than the 2 title tracks that he did.
Okay. So that is basically it for episode 4. Can you believe we made it to episode 4? We got mic stands. We have new mics.
New mics. It's crispy.
Very crispy. Even though you're always whispering.
I know. I have a bad problem with that.
We'll do ASMR next time. Okay. ASMR K-pop lyrics.
I hate ASMR. I hate that.
Then we won't. So don't forget to subscribe. We're also releasing new channel tiers.
Yeah.
Channel membership tiers. So if you'd like to support the podcast directly.
When should we always expect a release?
Every second Wednesday.
Mark it in your calendar.
Mark it in your calendars. I really wanted for this episode. Unfortunately, it doesn't line up with Halloween. But I wanted us to like dress up in like Halloween costumes for the podcast. So we need to like plan it for like the next holiday or something. We could have like a theme.
Yeah.
And dress up somehow.
Well, we can always dress up for Halloween during Christmas.
Yes, that is such a good idea. I was like, I don't want to come on here with like fucking bows in my hair for Christmas.
Me neither. So we'll do a Nightmare Before Christmas.
I love that idea. That is so good. So we're going to have Halloween on Christmas. Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for joining us. You can follow us on our social media platforms, which will be linked below. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Whew.
Da, 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 like that.